Hi guys, Ivan the MTG Completionist. Today we are going over the master set of Ikoria. We have a bunch of variations here, so I'm going to go a little bit quicker over the set. This is a plane that we visit for the first time, which is why it's probably titled that way, Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths. Our set symbol is a giant beast's eye, and this is a big plane. A very big plane where humans are not the main predator. Humans are secondary to these ginormous creatures that have abilities. And we're here introduced for the first time to the mutate mechanic, which kind of lets you transform creatures in which way you want. To get triggers after trigger after trigger. And we also see a larger big cycle dynamic. And you see very fun combinations of creatures. Like here, Valpakit, which is a fox bird. Just a little common, but the art to me, even though this is on a 2020 era set, I find this to actually be stunning. Leisha Hannigan, beautiful art there. Leisha. Let's keep going a little bit further. I'd love to know what decks you guys played here, because this is usually when a lot of us were on Arena during lockdown, when the plague was happening, and we have a few inappropriate cards like Godzilla Death Corona, which we're going to be going over with. Shark Typhoon, one of the most valuable cards in the set. I'll go over that list as we get there. And Bastion of Remembrance, which, at least back when I looked, was the most expensive uncommon. Extinction Event. Yeah, we all needed a massive exile effect in black. It has a few cards which play on even and odds, which I think is also very, very fun. Which led to other cards in the set being more or less well balanced. Like I think Dranith Magistrate, which we just went over in white. I really enjoy the art direction in this set. Lore-wise, we have here, perfect timing. Luca, one of the two planeswalkers, I believe, him and Vivian. And Narset, actually. Him, Vivian, and Narset are the three planeswalkers that we see this set. Luca is outcast of the Coppercoat. Oh, it's written on the card. Luca, Coppercoat, outcast. Perfect. And he bonds with creatures instead of killing them, which is what I believe the Dranith Force tries to do under a man called General Kudro. I know these cards are not good cards. Idaro is played a little bit, but I mean, look at this colossification. I don't know if you like cats or dogs or whatever, but this is a giant cat, the art direction. And there's another, I think there's also another art for it that we'll probably go over in the master set if I have it in there, or I mislabeled it. I'm finding out more and more through you guys that I'm mislabeling certain things, so I appreciate all the help. Here we go over, I think, all the other ultimatums that we did not get through Alara. The Eerie, Emergent, Genesis. Oh, there's so much to go over here. From Vivian to all the apexes, any important characters. Cheval, General Kudro, the Nightmare Beast Elemental. I think Vadrock is a giant dragon. I really actually enjoyed this set and playing it. I played a Super Friends deck with Narset being one of the most important cards. The other Apex, Luna, Nethroi, Apex of Wishes, Apex of Death, Apex of Forever, Apex of Apex of the Hunt, and Apex of Thunder. There we go. And Sprite Dragon was played in that blue-red deck that I hated. This is also the first time we saw companions. How could I forget to mention this earlier? Companions which are so good and so broken that they had to change the mechanic for it after, where you couldn't just have that extra card. You have to now pay 3 to get it into your hand and not just be able to cast it straight onto the battlefield, which is a new form of commander. Which was your favorite? Which is your favorite companion, and which is the least favorite one? Which one did you hate playing against every time? I remember on Arena, because it was Pandy, playing against a lot of Giganta sacrifice decks, and all those fast Lurrus decks. Oh, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. Lutri got banned in Commander, and I don't think saw much play, and Obosh was in that sacrifice deck where everything had to be odd. Every control or mid-range deck played Yorion for value. Karuga, even, yeah, there were some mutate state. There were a bunch of mutate cards and whatnot. It was a lot of fun, actually. It's a very vast meta, to be honest. From the aggro to the fast plays to the slow playing to the mid-range, it was interesting. The Ozolith was in the counters deck and is, I think, still the most expensive card in the deck, in the set. And of course, our Triomes, which represented the alignment of all creatures on Ikoria, which I guess divided in those quadrants, similar to Khans of Tarkir, except they were revamped and had their own kind of identity here. The buy box is Godzilla, and then I believe these are just variants. Yes, which we will go over in the variant set. So here we have our tokens and our booster. All right, let's go over the variants quickly. And as we do so, I'm going to tell you about the most expensive cards in Ikoria. For the variants, I believe it's pretty straightforward, and it's just all of the Triomes, and for the full arts, it has to be Shark Typhoon and Winota, funny enough, and Fiend Artisan. And for the most expensive cards in the set, it goes Ozolith at $25, all of the Triomes, the 5 Triomes that we see here, that range between $17, I believe it's Rogran, the most expensive, and Ndatha possibly being the cheapest one. They go between $17 and $13. And then we have the Dranith Magistrate and Fiend Artisan that are both at $14. Shark Typhoon at $11, and Kinan is a number 6 at $10. Close enough, so I decided it was important to include it in the most expensive cards and happiest cards to pull when opening this set. In terms of the variants, as beautiful as these gorgeous mutate cards are, they're not worth much. You would be wanting to get any of the Triomes, the Shark Typhoon, or Kinan again. Some of the companions hold a little bit of value, but nothing substantial. Winota is, or does. And here we get into the Godzilla cards. I think this is the first time that Magic the Gathering did a partnership and started its like Universes Beyond. I know it did that with Dungeons and Dragons, which came later, but I think this was the first time we had a collaboration outside of the first secret layer, which was Walking Dead, which gave us mechanically unique. This is not mechanically unique, but it's the first time we see cards that are not in a Magic universe in a set. So we saw all these Godzilla cards, which are really, they're beautiful. And I guess I'd love to know what you guys think of it. Now it's the same thing that we're going over, except these are in foil. It's a master set, so we got to go through everything. I know it can be a little bit longer. The art on these triomes is something that I really enjoy. They're beautiful. I tried playing a couple decks with the ultimatums. I tried Emergent and Genesis with Ugin. I saw a Song of Creation deck that destroyed the life out of me and then tried to replicate it and couldn't. Winota in that attack. And then onto our beautiful Godzilla cards. Oh, I forgot to mention also, so these are the most expensive non-foil cards. And the most expensive foil cards are exactly these. This is when, since the introduction of the collector booster, foils and non-foils don't command much of a premium. Sometimes a special or alternate art does. Like Ghidorah for a long time was the most expensive card in the set, and maybe it's the Ozolith with Winota. But ever since the collector booster came out, the value for foils became less special. And so at least for this set, you can see that the most expensive foil and non-foil cards are exactly the same and are around the same price. So here we go. We went over another master set today. I know this is still pretty recent because it's only in the last 3 years, but it was requested and I am happy to, I'm thrilled to go over any set that you recommend. Thanks for sticking around with me for those that did, and let me know what you'd like to see next. Have a great day, guys.